Welcome to My English Podcast.
Learn, practice, and speak with confidence.
You know, Max, I think the biggest mistake English learners make with new vocabulary isn't that they forget words. It's that they try too hard to remember them.
Wait, what? Trying too hard is the problem? That sounds... well, it sounds a little crazy, Mia. Surely, the more you try, the more you remember, right? That's what teachers always told me.
That's what we all think. But our brains aren't like computers. You can't just force information in and expect it to stay. Our brains are emotional. They're built for stories and survival. They remember things that are important, surprising, or connected to a feeling. When you just try to force a list of words into your head, your brain thinks, this is boring and not important, and it just lets it go.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. So all those hours I spent writing long lists of words, I was actually working against my own brain?
Exactly, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to My English Podcast. I'm Mia.
And I'm Max. It's so good to be with you all today.
We are so happy you are here with us. Today, we have a really important topic. It's a problem every single English learner has. We are talking about the secret to remembering new vocabulary forever.
Forever is a long time, Mia, but I am very, very interested. Like I just said, I have spent so much time trying to memorize words. I would get a new notebook, write the date at the top of the page, and make 2 columns. In one column, the English word, in the other, the translation in my language.
Oh, I did that too. I had beautiful notebooks. So clean, so organized. I felt so productive.
Yes, productive is the perfect word. I would write 50, maybe even 100 words, and I would read the list again and again. English word translation, English word translation. And for one day, maybe 2 days, I felt like a genius. I thought, I know 100 new words.
And then what happened a week later?
A week later, I probably remembered 10 of them, if I was lucky. It felt awful. I thought I was just bad at learning languages. I thought my memory was the problem.
And that is such a common feeling. So many learners feel that way. They think, my brain is not good for English, but it is not your brain's fault. The problem is the method. That list, Max, it has no life. It's just black words on a white page. There's no context, no feeling, no story.
Right. A word like beautiful on a list is just a word. But when you see a beautiful sunset with all the orange and pink colors in the sky, you don't just see the word, you feel it.
Exactly. You feel it, and that feeling is what helps the word stick in your mind. So the big secret, the most important idea for today is this. We need to stop studying new words and start building relationships with them.
Building relationships with words? Okay, now I'm really curious. It sounds like you're saying a word is like a person. You need to get to know it.
That is the perfect way to say it, Max. You don't meet a new person and just memorize their name and their job. You talk to them. You learn their story. You find out what they like. You connect with them. We need to do the same thing with new English words.
I see. So how do we do that? How do we build a relationship with a word? Can you give us a practical step?
Absolutely. The first and most powerful strategy is to make it personal. When you learn a new word, your first question should not be, what does this mean? Your first question should be, what does this mean to me?
What does this mean to me? Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's take a simple word. Let's say you learn the word cozy. The dictionary translation might be warm and comfortable. Okay, that's fine, but it's a little boring.
Right. Cozy equals warm and comfortable. It's like my old word lists.
Yes, so instead, you ask, what does cozy mean to me? And you close your eyes and you think. For me, cozy is sitting on my sofa on a rainy Sunday. I have a big, soft blanket, a hot cup of tea, and I'm reading a good book. That feeling is cozy. I have a picture in my mind. I have a feeling in my body.
Oh, that's a great example. For me, cozy is my small kitchen in the winter when I'm baking bread. The room is warm from the oven and the smell of the bread is everywhere. That is a very specific, very personal image.
And now you will never forget the word cozy because it's not just a word anymore. It's connected to a memory, a feeling, a smell. It's part of your life story. So for everyone listening, when you find a new word, connect it to your life. If the word is adventure, think about a real adventure you had. If the word is delicious, think about the most delicious food you have ever eaten.
That makes so much sense. You're attaching the new information, the word, to old information that is already strong in your brain, like a memory.
You got it. Okay, ready for the second strategy?
I am ready.
The second strategy is to use your senses. Our brains love information from our senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. So when you learn a new word, try to connect it to a sense.
Okay, like we just did with cozy. I could feel the warmth and smell the bread.
Exactly. Let's try another one. How about the word crisp?
Crisp. Okay. My first thought is a crisp apple. I can hear the sound when I bite it. That loud crunch. That's a sound. And I can feel it. The apple is firm and fresh.
Perfect. What else?
I'm thinking of a crisp autumn day. You know, when the air is a little cold but very fresh. I can feel the crisp air on my face. Or maybe crisp, clean sheets on a bed. You can feel how clean and new they are.
Yes, see? You've connected crisp to sound and touch. It's not just an idea anymore. It's a real physical experience. This creates much stronger connections in your brain. It's so much more powerful than just reading crisp equals firm, dry, and brittle.
I feel like I could do this with so many words. A word like smooth. I can think of a smooth stone from a river. I can imagine holding it in my hand. A word like loud. I can think of a loud concert and how the music feels in my chest.
This is the fun part of learning. It's like being a detective. What is the secret life of this word? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like?
This is so much more creative and fun than my old lists. Okay, so we have make it personal and use your senses. What's next?
The third strategy is to create a story for the word. And it doesn't have to be a long story. It can just be one sentence. But the trick is to make the sentence personal, strange, or funny.
Why strange or funny?
Because, again, our brains love things that are unusual or surprising. We remember things that make us laugh. So, if you learn the word enormous, which means very, very big.
Okay, enormous. I could write a sentence like, the elephant is enormous.
That's a good sentence. It's correct, but it's a little boring. Your brain might forget it. What if you made a crazier sentence? What about, I saw an enormous squirrel eating a bicycle?
Okay, now that is a sentence I would remember. I have a very clear, very funny picture in my head. An enormous squirrel.
Exactly. You remember the picture and you remember the word. Or even better, make the sentence about you. We are all the main character in our own life story, so sentences about ourselves are extra powerful. Max, can you make a sentence with enormous about your life?
Let me think. Oh, I have one. After my holiday, my pile of laundry was enormous.
Perfect. It's true, it's personal, and it has a feeling with it. Probably a bad feeling, but even bad feelings help us remember. So create a simple, personal, or funny sentence. Don't just find an example sentence in the dictionary. Make your own. Your sentence is always better because it comes from your mind.
I love that. So let's review. We have 1, make it personal, 2, use your senses, and 3, create a memorable sentence. These all seem to be about making the learning deeper.
That's the key word, deep. Which brings me to our last strategy. This one is about your general approach, and the strategy is go slow and deep. It is much, much better to learn 5 new words in a week and know them really well, to have a relationship with them, than to try and learn 50 words and forget them all.
Quality over quantity.
Yes, don't feel pressured to learn 20 words a day. That's a recipe for forgetting. Choose just a few words, maybe 3 new words a day, and spend a few minutes with each one. For the word enormous, you can find it, connect it to your enormous pile of laundry, and maybe draw a funny picture of it. That whole process takes maybe 5 minutes, but it is so much more effective.
And what about reviewing? How do we say hello to our new word friends, as you said?
Great question. You don't need to study for an hour, just quick little hellos. So you learn your 3 words today. Tomorrow, just look at them for 30 seconds. Look at the word and remember the story or the feeling you connected it to. Don't test yourself, just remind yourself.
Okay, just a quick hello.
Yes. Then maybe you look at them again in 3 days, and then again in a week. This is called spaced repetition, but we don't need the technical name. Just think of it as visiting a friend. You visit them, then a few days later you send a text, then next week you see them again. You are keeping the relationship alive.
This feels so much less stressful. The idea of learning just 3 to 5 words a day, but really learning them feels possible. It feels like something I can actually do.
And that's the most important thing. Learning English should not feel like a terrible, stressful job. It should be an adventure. It should be fun. When you start building relationships with words, you're not just memorizing a language, you're building a world. Every new word is a new color you can use to paint your thoughts.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. So, the secret to remembering vocabulary forever isn't really a secret trick. It's a change in your thinking.
It is. It's moving away from forcing your brain and moving towards working with your brain. Your brain loves stories, feelings, and personal connections. So give it what it loves.
So, to summarize for everyone listening, the next time you find a new English word you want to remember, don't just write it on a list. Stop for a minute and try these steps. 1, ask yourself, what does this word mean to my life? What personal memory can I connect it to?
2, use your senses. What does the word make you see, hear, smell, taste, or feel? Create a full experience around it.
3, write your own sentence. Make it personal, make it funny, make it strange. Make it something only you would write.
And 4, focus on quality, not quantity. It is better to have 5 good word friends than 100 strangers you don't remember. Go slow and deep.
And be patient with yourself. I think that's important too. It's okay if you still forget sometimes.
It is absolutely okay to forget. Forgetting is a natural part of learning. Just be kind to yourself, have fun with the process, and enjoy getting to know these new words. You are building a beautiful new world for yourself, 1 word at a time. You can do this.
That is wonderful advice, Mia. I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for listening and for spending this time with us.
We hope you feel encouraged and ready to make some new word friends. Join us next time on My English Podcast. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.